It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another breakdown video for Season 9 of The Walking Dead. This is going to be a breakdown for the mid-season finale, Season 9, Episode 8. Now, I did enjoy the last episode. It was a bit slower paced, but I enjoyed the episode for what it was. But I am absolutely excited and pumped for this next episode, the mid-season finale. We got a juicy trailer. I mean, it's a good trailer. And, you know, usually I do my breakdowns on Mondays, but I just couldn't wait for this. I really wanted to dive into this breakdown right away. Let's just get right into it. So first, the trailer starts with this shot of Daryl and his pet dog. They're walking in the field, and of course, they're going out to look for Eugene. Here we have Daryl and the dog again. They're basically acting as trackers. They're trying to find Eugene or find signs that would lead them to Eugene. Of course, we have Aaron and Jesus as well. And we have Jesus saying they're just milling around, referring to the walkers. Of course, that basically connects to this shot here. So we can see that it seems like there's someone leading the walkers. They're just milling around, and it seems like they're not behaving normally. They're not behaving in a manner that we've seen walkers behave before. And we have Jesus asking Aaron, you ever see them do this before? One thing I do want to mention before we get into Aaron's response, if you just take a look at the walkers, some of these walkers are definitely interesting. I'm not saying they're necessarily whisperers, but I mean, just take a look at this walker right here. It's looking right at the camera. I'm just saying. Now, going to this one here, of course, we have Aaron and Jesus again and Daryl in the background. They're most likely looking at the herd of walkers that we saw in the previous shot. And of course, in this one, just going back to it quickly, we have someone looking at the herd with binoculars. So either Jesus or Aaron or Daryl. And in this one, they're basically looking at the herd. And we have Aaron's response to Jesus' question saying no. So he's never seen the herd behave like this. So that's very interesting. Next, we have some more shots of the herd again, just milling around. And it seems like there's definitely something odd going on with the herd. We have Daryl saying we should go. And later on, we will kind of get a reveal that there's going to be a storm that's going to be coming. And Daryl is basically referring to that, saying that we should go before the storm hits us. And then we have this shot that's very interesting. We have the camera kind of zooming in through a bunch of walkers, and then it stops on this particular walker. And in the background, of course, we have Daryl saying there's a storm coming, referring to what I just said, but also we have one of the quote-unquote walkers reacting to what seems to be like a thunderstorm. Of course, that matches with what Daryl is saying, but at the same time, take a look at this walker. It's an interesting walker. It's reacting to the thunderstorm, but none of the other walkers are reacting to it the same way. And if you pay attention, close attention to this area of the eyes of the walker, it seems like there's something interesting. I'm not going to say much more. I'm just going to say there's something interesting going on with the way this walker looks, particularly around the eyes. I see some sort of hole. I'm just going to say that. I don't want to tell you something we haven't seen already, but in this one, we can see it. It's right there. There seems to be a hole around this walker's eyes. In a way, it seems like it's a mask. But that's all I'm going to say. I might have said a bit too much, but I think at this point, most people have figured a lot of this stuff out already. Then we have this shot of Alexandria. Then we have Rosita here. She's, of course, recovering after being found. She fainted, and it seems like she might have been unconscious for some period of time. But we have Michonne and Siddiq right there with her. And she says Eugene is still out there. So she's very concerned about Eugene's well-being. And we have Michonne saying no as Rosita is trying to get up. And we have Siddiq saying whatever is going on, we can handle it. We have Rosita kind of firing back at Siddiq and saying no, they can't. That's interesting. Why does she not think that they can deal with it? That's interesting. Maybe she knows a little bit more than she's telling us, or she's telling Siddiq and Michonne. Then we have this shot of Daryl and most likely Jesus and Aaron in the back, and the dog, of course, is reacting to something. It's barking, could be reacting to the storm, could be reacting to walkers, but it's also possible that it's reacting to something else. Now, the next shot we have is of Aaron kind of looking at the herd and then looking a bit terrified, I would say, and kind of walking away. But what this means is that it's seeing something odd from the herd. Then we have this shot of the herd going towards a community, it seems like. It looks a lot like Alexandria. Now, one thing is that they might be doing a remixed version of the comic book at this point where they're bringing in a part of the storyline for the new villains a little bit earlier on, which could connect to this shot here. For comic readers, I think I gave you enough for you to know what I'm referring to, but for non-comic readers, I don't want to jump in too much more because I don't know for sure. I'm not certain based on this shot itself. Then we have some more quote-unquote walkers. Then we have this shot of Eugene. So it seems like they did find Eugene in the barn. We have Aaron and Jesus there as well, it seems like, or maybe Daryl, but we have Eugene saying this wasn't a normal herd. Of course, this connects to what I've said before and what we've seen with the walkers in the last couple episodes. They have been whispering, they have been milling around in circles. Particularly in this episode, we'll see that. But, they've been acting abnormally, and that's exactly what Eugene is referring to here. And then we have this shot of something that's very, very interesting. Again, we have the camera zoom into this particular walker. They want you to pay attention to it. And, it's behind this kind of fence area, and we have the walker looking right at us. But the way the walker is standing, or the quote-unquote walker standing, makes me think that maybe it's not a normal walker. I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, for comic readers, you might say that this is a particular character from the comics that's going to be coming up with the introduction of the new villains, but I don't think it is. It could definitely be part of that story arc, but I don't think it's the actual villain. Then we have, again, Daryl and the dog kind of reacting to something or looking for something. Maybe this is before they find Eugene. They're still looking for Eugene, but we have Eugene in the voiceover saying, "It's looking for me." That's very interesting. It could connect to what he said about this not being a normal herd. Then we have this shot of Jesus and Aaron. There's some sort of smoke or fog in the background. We do note that there was a storm, so maybe it is just very foggy outside because of the storm. But what's interesting, if you take a look at the fence in the back, it could very well be the same exact fence that we saw earlier on, where we had the other walker, or quote-unquote walker, on the other side of it, and he was staring right at us. So I think that these two scenes could be in the same exact area and they could be connected. Then we have this shot of, again, the very foggy background and some walkers. And then this shot, we have Eugene, Jesus, and Aaron, and walkers are just surrounding them. They may have been trapped and, they can't get away and they have to fight the walkers. We have this very close call of this walker biting Aaron. Of course, it's biting the hand, but it's a mechanical arm. And, we have Aaron stabbing the walker. But take a look at this walker in the background. This walker is an interesting walker. It's just chilling in the back. I think that's odd, just to say the least. But pay attention to this walker when we see the episode. It could be nothing. It could just be a normal walker, but it's just acting a little strangely to me. Then we have this shot of Jesus doing some samurai type moves, some interesting moves. Of course, this is the exact type of Jesus that we want to see from the comics. It came a little too late, but I'm glad that we're getting it. And he's doing all of these drop kicks and things like that. So very cool. Again, he could be killing walkers or maybe some other things. Then we have this shot that's very interesting of a herd, and then we have some whispers in the background, and I had a clip of this at the beginning of this video. The first time I heard this, I got chills. I mean chills. This was freaking epic. The whispers, keep them together. Of course, again, it seems like walkers are speaking or whispering. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know what it is. I mean, I do know what it is, but I'm not going to reveal what it is because there could be non-comic readers here. And for comic readers, we already know, so there's no need to kind of talk about it here. You know what it is, and we're getting hints all around. And I'm very, very excited for this next episode. And the trailer ends with this shot of Daryl, he's hiding, and there's a possibility that he could have heard the whispers that we heard. You know, very excited for this episode. I'm pumped. Can't wait for it. I'm sure we're gonna get some good reveals. Maybe not the exact reveals that people are thinking we're getting or comic readers are thinking we're getting, but we are still getting some reveals, I think. But that's it for my promo breakdown. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads. Like and follow the Facebook page of this channel to join our community, and check out the upload schedule to learn more about daily uploads.